Hi, today I'm going to talk about how to build a Minecraft quest using the Betonquest plugin. And to do this, what you need to do first is think about what a quest entails. A quest involves giving the player some sort of job to do, checking whether the player has done that job, and then rewarding the player once the player does that job. So we're going to go through how to do each of those things using Betonquest, and I'm going to use the Betonquest editor, which makes writing Betonquest conversations so much easier. So if you open up the Betonquest editor, you get a blank screen like this, and you go File, New Set, give it a one-word name, and open it up. Now you click Conversations at the side and give it a name. This is going to be the name of your character or an identifier for that character. It doesn't have to be that person's name. I'm going to call it the quest giver right now. Now I have to put the name that will be visible to the players. I'm going to call this Fred the Woodcutter. And you click on the red bar, means that that's something that needs to be filled in. So right now I'm writing text that will be called the NPC option start, and I'm going to write hello. Now I'm just going to do an aside for a moment to talk about how a Betonquest conversation works. What you have is one person, the NPC, and he is going to say, label this NPC, he's going to say something, and then the conversation goes to the player. And you can have the player choose Now, I just want to do a quick aside about how the Betonquest conversations work. And what happens is you have the NPC say something, and then you have the player say something. And you can have the player have two different options that the player gets to choose whether he's going to say the first thing or the second thing. And the player can choose this, depending on your settings, they can choose it as a option in a inventory box, or it can be text that they see and they press 1 or 2. And each of these little speech bubbles, each of the things that can be said, have a name. So this speech bubble up here where I've said hello, we're going to think of that as being named start. So here we go. Here is our conversation option, hello, which is under start. And he's going to say, hello, can you bring me an axe? And now the player is going to say something, and he's going to say, yes, I can bring you an axe. Okay, so right now, from the start, the conversation goes start, and then I can bring you an axe. Now, what if the player already has an axe? The player can say, here is an axe. So I am adding a little speech balloon that is labeled, here is an axe. And the conversation, what he's going to say in it is, here, you can have this axe. Okay, now we want this to only be possible if the person has an axe. So we're going to add a condition here. We're going to say has axe, and we click add. So the instructions here is going to be item axe. But Betonquest is going to check and only give this option to the player if the player has the item an axe. But we have to tell Betonquest what that item is. What is an axe? So to do that, what we're going to do is we're going to look for the spigot materials list. And we will go to that and we will find out what the official name for an axe is. Okay, so on this page, we are going to find where we have an axe option, and we're going to go diamond axe. We're going to want a diamond axe in specific. So now we say axe equals diamond axe with the official name for diamond axe. Now we'll go back to our conversation and we'll just tweak it a little bit. He'll say, can you bring me a diamond axe? And so the player, if the player has the axe, can say, here, you can have this axe. Then we need the NPC to respond. He's going to say, thank you. And here in this response, he's going to say thank you and have these diamonds. Now we're going to make the NPC take the axe. So we're going to say take axe, and we are going to put in this little command, take axe. Now we can use the word axe here because we have defined what an axe is. Now we don't have to call it an axe. If we wanted, we could have called it something different. Let's go back here for a second where he says, where we have the condition has axe. I'm going to edit that condition. I'm going to call that axe bubblegum. Okay. And I'm going to go into the items list where we have axe, and I'm going to name that axe bubblegum. And the reason I'm doing this is because I want you to see that the ID is just your made up thing. It's what you're going to use to communicate within that quest, within Betonquest. And it's not the official name at all. So here, the event, we're going to take axe, and we are going to take axe bubblegum away. And we're going to do another thing. We're going to give rewards. And our reward is going to be give diamonds. And for this to work, I put give diamonds. I should say we want to give 20 diamonds. Okay. For this to work now, we have to tell Betonquest what a diamond is. So we go back here where we have, in the others, we have items, and I am going to put diamonds here. And again, I look at that material list and I find the official name, diamond, and I put it there. Okay, so we have a very basic quest here. It starts off with the instructions. Can you bring me a diamond axe? Yes, I can bring you an axe. This one doesn't point anywhere, so it's going to just end the conversation. Person comes back with a diamond axe. They go start, hello, can you bring me a diamond axe? The player says, here, you can have this axe. And the NPC says, thank you, have these diamonds, and gives the player the diamonds. That is a very basic script. Now, if I was going to load this into Minecraft, I need to do the NPC bindings. I need to put the number, the citizen's number, of the NPC I'm going to be using right there. Okay, this is a very boring, simple little quest. You have to bring an axe. To make it more interesting, you would have to add extra details. You would have to say, a story about why you need an axe. You could ask for a specific axe, in which case the person has to find it in a special location. And to do that, what you can do, if you want to ask for a specific axe, you go do a quick search for Betonquest items, and you go to the reference where we've got the items. And here in the items, let's go items right here. So your item, we have the material, that is the diamond. And then we can say that it needs to have a name. So the item could be, let's go here. We've got axe bubblegum. We're going to add this in. We're going to go space name. And we're going to put a name here. We're going to say Giant's Axe. Okay, so now we'll go back. We'll edit the quest a little bit. Can you bring me my diamond axe. No, we can't say it was stolen by the diamonds because we've called it a giant's axe. It was made for me by the giants of Spigot Hill. Please go fetch it for me. It was stolen by a robber who lives in a cave beyond that mountain. Okay, so you make up a story, you give more information. Now they have to find this specific axe, the axe that is named Giant's Axe. Okay, so what you would do, you would save this. You can save it as a zip or a directory. This is going to be quest 1. And that's how you do a really simple fetch quest. Now, maybe you want to make a different type of quest. You want to make a quest where you have to kill something. So I'm going to make a second quest, killing quest right here. We'll go start. So what I'm saying here is, hello there, great hero. I need your help. The village is being overrun by zombies, and I need you to kill as many as you can. Kill at least 5 zombies, and I'll give you a reward. Okay. And so right here, we'll have the player said, I have killed 5 zombies. But we don't want them to just be able to say that right off the bat. We need to actually make them kill 5 zombies first. So what we're going to do is we're going to go from start, and we are going to have this run an event. And it is going to run an event we'll call Start Zombie Quest. And this is an objective start so it's an objective, and we're starting the objective, and it's Zombie Quest is our objective name. Now we have to go here and we have to create this objective. And we're going to go back here. Remember, I was at the Betonquest reference page, and we're going to go to the objectives list. You scroll down on the objective list and you see we want mob kill. We're going to kill 5 zombies. Okay. So I'm just copying that. I go back in here. I go objectives. And so I go objectives. This one's called Zombie Quest. And we have our mob kill, zombies 5. And now we need to have the event that it runs. So once the person has killed those 5 zombies, we need an event to run. And so we're going to run an event that we will call Killed Zombies. And now we need to create that event. So we're going to add it here. It is called Killed Zombies. And what this event is going to do, we're going to add a tag called Killed Zombies. Okay. So what happens now is the person, when they talk to the skeleton, when they talk to the quest giver, it triggers an event which starts a quest, an objective. The objective watches for when the person has killed 5 zombies. And when that happens, it runs this event which tags the person with killed zombies. Okay. Once all that happens, once the person has been tagged, we want them to be able to come back to the quest giver. And we will name the quest giver Sarah. Come back to Sarah and say, I have killed 5 zombies. So now we need a condition here and we'll call it killed zombies condition. And that condition checks whether or not the player has that tag, killed zombies. Okay? If he has that, he can say, I've killed 5 zombies. In which case, we can go on to the NPC option, where the NPC says, hooray, take these diamonds as a reward. And we can go to the event and we can use give reward, and the person will give the same reward. Now, I could just as easily create a second event where he's giving something else besides diamonds. I'm just incredibly lazy. So we have 2 quests. We have one to fetch a diamond axe, a specific diamond axe, which I would have to hide somewhere on the map. And if I want multiple people to be able to do this quest, I'm going to need to hide it in a way that it regenerates. So I'm going to use a special plugin to either have it as a special drop. Maybe you have to kill a giant and it drops, or else you have it hidden in a regenerating chest so that it comes back every time. If you don't care if multiple people do it, you're okay with just one person doing it, you can have it, just one person has to do it, hide it just once, physical item, bring it back, but then your quest giver is basically useless then. So I tend to have mine regenerate. So we have the quest where you can get the item, or you have the quest where you're killing zombies. So what other types of quests can you do? There are some types of quests that are easier to write than others. For example, it would be very difficult to write a quest in which you're asking a person to build them a home. Because how do you check whether they have actually built that home? You can ask for people to go hunting, go fishing. You can look at the objectives list from Betonquest to get ideas. There is a location objective. You can have it so a player is tagged or an event happens when the player goes to a specific location. You can test for a certain type of the player breaking a certain type of block. For example, you can ask the player to mine a certain amount of cobblestone, and you don't want the player to be able to just take it out of their chest. You can actually have it where they have to break stone blocks, or they have to break wood, or the person has to place a certain amount of one of those materials. You can do a mob kill. You can do an action where the player has to click on a particular type of block. A die quest where the character has to die in a certain way. You can cancel it so that the character doesn't actually die. I have used this before for making characters that can play tag, where that character kills a person in a one-hit kill, but the person doesn't know that they've been killed because it cancels their death and instead has the player say, hey, I tagged you, you're it. You can have the player have to craft an item. You can have them smelting, taming, delay. Look through the objective list. Now, if you want to do one of these, what you do, you can copy it from the example. You copy it right there. I press Control-C. You go into the objectives and you press Control-V. Now, I don't want them to craft a saddle. I want them to craft a boat. So what I'm going to do, we need the list from the items list. This is the spigot materials list. So I am going to look here for a boat. Okay, so I want them to have to craft a birch boat. So I'm going to say they have to craft a birch boat, and they only need to craft one. And the event that happens is whatever I want. So I might have the event, oh, I have to give it a name, craft boat. So I could have them be given a boat crafting quest. They have to craft a birch boat. And then the event, you have to create the event that happens when that happens. And this event could be, well, any of the events from the Betonquest event list. So go browse the event list and see what kind of things would you like to happen. Perhaps what you'd like is a message. The player is going to get a message. So the message, and this is a message, is you have crafted a birch boat, so-and-so. Okay, that will happen when the person crafts a birch boat. Take the examples, modify them. Okay, this boat crafting quest, I've written it, the objective for it, I've written the event. I have not written a start for it. I need a start. Objectives are useless until you have them start somewhere. And I need something to trigger that starting quest. So I could go back and I could put that here, where after one quest, the person gives the person a new quest. Start boat quest. Now it will start. Okay. Browse through the Betonquest events list. Look also at the conditions list, because conditions can be the way of checking whether a person has done the quest. We use that in the quest where the person has to get an axe. We use the condition, do they have the item axe? Well, axe bubblegum, as I called it. You could also have it where the person's quest is to get their health down to a certain point. You can have it where the person's quest is to have a certain type of armor on. You can have it where the event is triggered at a certain time of day. So this quest might be to go to a certain place at a certain time of day, or to come back to the quest giver at a certain time of Minecraft day. So maybe the NPC says, come back and talk to me at midnight. And then you put that time in there as a condition, where if you come, the NPC will tell you different things. Use your imagination. There are lots of possibilities. I just want to say a word or two about the difference between a condition and an objective. A condition is something that is being tested for at the time when an event is happening, or when the NPC is talking or the player is talking to the NPC. So you can have conditions in the conversation that determine the direction the conversation takes. Objectives, on the other hand, are things that happen outside of the conversation with the NPC. It is a way of triggering Betonquest events to happen when the player does something. Both of those can be used to create quests. And some quests, well, most quests will use a combination of the two.